Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN here, joined by IGN's video ace and home theater mega enthusiast, Fran Mirabella. How goes
What's
it,
up,
sir?
everybody?
So, Fran, we got a chance recently to get a full walkthrough with Microsoft of the Xbox One dashboard. They've been promising a lot with the instant switching, the speed of the dash, the going in and out of things really quick, and we got to see it for ourselves. And most of those promises, I would say, are at least 90% accurate from what we saw.
It's getting there, all right. And we finally have footage that we can show.
So they were kind enough to send over some footage of this in action. So we thought we'd talk you through it, how it compares to what we saw, which again, it is pretty accurate to what we saw, and just some of the things that the Dash can do. It turns out the Xbox One Dash can do some pretty interesting multimedia things.
Yeah. So should we start with this biometric scanning? It sounds so fancy. Should we start with that?
Yeah. So Connect can ID you. So as soon as you walk in the room and say Xbox on, and it will actually Connect will just see you and recognize your face and sign you in automatically.
And if it's already on and there's more than one person in the room, so let's say you turned it on, I walk in. So in the upper left, this is where you're going to see the activity showing up. So watch what happens right here is whatever. You already have the Xbox on maybe, and Ryan walks in.
Hey, Fran.
Bam. He's going to show up.
My name is Harry.
Sorry, we changed your name, Ryan. But yeah, like he chose orange, so
you can
go back to
customize
that.
your dash color, so it's not going to set the background. They're not doing any backgrounds. Eventually, I'm sure they'll sell backgrounds like they did with 360. But for now, you're just customizing your sort of primary color.
Yeah.
So he's chosen a sort of orange here, which will also for achievement notifications, and those they call them toasts.
Yeah,
at the
that's
bottom
right.
Of the screen.
Toast.
They can be in any number of. I think it was about a dozen different colors. From reds to blues to greens.
Teal, maybe.
All the various shades you might
so this is a really cool feature. It was working great. You have to do some initial setup, I think. But the fact that it will recognize multiple people in the room is really nice. Like if Ryan set his pins, which we'll go to next, he can take over and say hey, I want to see my pins.
That's true. So it'll be we can get to all my customized stuff. So if you've got I don't know if you've got Hulu pinned and I don't, and we want to watch Hulu, you just turn it over to you, so then we go right to your pins real fast to get to it, instead of having to dig down and find it on mine.
Yep, for sure. And so we actually just saw the pins. I don't think we need to describe too much. What's happening, right, is you can say it or you just click over, and it's going to slide left, right?
All your pins are on the left. So everything that you use frequently, you can pin it, just like you can now on 360, except instead of being in a pins menu, it's just right off to the left.
It's very Microsoft Surface, swiping a lot of left to right, a lot of squares, which I think works great. Looks great.
Yeah, it seems to work pretty well from what we saw.
NetMeter, by the way, is probably not an app. It's a test thing.
I think
is
so.
In the boxes.
Yeah, I would suspect so. I think they pulled this off of a test machine, if I had to guess. It's not. Yeah, they didn't actually let us try this, but Mark Whitten himself and Yusuf Mehdi, the two heads of the three-headed Xbox executive monster, gave us a demo personally running off a live unit. So we can definitely speak to what's going on here.
For sure. But yeah, why don't we jump into instant switching?
This might be the coolest of the game-centric features.
Yeah. Let's
actually it works with apps too. It's not just games.
For sure. Let's just listen to that part real fast.
Actually, by the way, Fran, if you back up real quick, I just want to point something out in case people don't know.
Back to pins?
When you say Xbox, to where the green text is on the screen, right here. So when you say Xbox and then the Kinect is listening, the green text are things that you can say. So when things turn green, that means you can say them to go right to them. So you say Xbox, and then text pops green. You would then say Resume Killer Instinct or Friends or Snap or Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Anything you see in green can be read, or sign in, or anything in green there.
It's a great note. You'll see it later. It's actually at first, if he didn't explain it, you wouldn't know what's going on. But there it is. You actually see it go down there. So what happens is you say Xbox, and it'll pop up with some of those commands. Yeah. So that's great context. But yeah, right here, let's just watch instant switching for 1 sec.
Yep. Go to Netflix.
So we said Xbox. Go to Netflix.
Xbox. Go to Hulu Plus.
This is real time.
Xbox. Go to Internet Explorer. Xbox. Watch TV.
We can tell you from the demo we got, it is this fast. They are not a lot of, we put up on IGN a couple weeks ago or so, Fran, a dashboard video. It was like a minute and a half, clearly just edited together because there was some old Titanfall footage in there and stuff. And people were like, "It's not going to be that fast. This is fake." Like, no, I mean, the video, yes, was edited together, but it does actually work that well.
For sure. This was one of the things I'm most excited about because once I have my cable hooked up, I'm going to have my Game of Thrones, not Sleepy Hollow. That's what this is, I think. But it's going to be so cool to switch between this stuff. And, again, we got to get the box in, got to, really put it through the ringer. But this is supposed to be real time. Like, they sent this over.
I mean, the biggest problem that happened in our demo, the biggest downside to what we saw, because we were set up in a Microsoft space where it was a living room type space, big TV, big couch that we were on. It was sort of theoretically an optimal Xbox environment, and there were a number of times where they had to repeat their Kinect voice commands. That was the main thing that we saw that was, not working with 100% accuracy. And what's unfortunate about that is if that ends up being how it is in your house, I mean, and you would think that Microsoft would want to show off something that works to its fullest extent. The people that, this whole TV thing that we're seeing now, people that want to watch TV and need to be convinced to hook up the Xbox to watch TV through, if it doesn't work the first time, people are going to give up on it really quick and not be happy.
For sure, yeah. I mean, obviously what Microsoft wants is when you try it and you have no controller, you're like, Xbox on, Xbox, go to guide. What's on Fox? And if all that works like that pretty quickly.
On the first try.
Yeah. You're going to tell all your friends, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Not working. and yeah, like it's a little early to say, but my hunch says, look, this is really ambitious. It's a little early. I wonder if it's going to take, some while to tune it up, but we'll have to see. But this is really cool. So you're seeing the actual, what it's doing is they've partnered with certain folks, that like people like Comcast, DirecTV, et cetera. Like I don't know if they've confirmed who. I'm just throwing out some examples, but you're getting the guide translated. And this really cool section is you can hear, them going through. They say what's on.
Yeah. Again, anything in green can be read. Yeah. So if you just want it to be like, you can see in the top right corner, the Xbox is listening when that green icon is up there with the microphone. You can just say General Hospital and it'll watch General Hospital.
Yeah, anything that's green, exactly. You're supposed to be able to say. So it's really cool. And again, if it works, it's great. So one good feature. So there's a couple things, right? When you think about this, I kind of go way back with TV. So I used to have the cable printed out on the back of the remote controller. Did you ever try that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you put it on the table. Okay, well, with guides, that's kind of gone away, but it's still kind of clunky.
We subscribed to TV Guide in our house back when it was a little tiny, little thing.
I don't think most people listening know what that is
We're
anymore.
old.
I know. But anyway, like they've added some great features. So favorites, number one, right? So you see them snap to that. You get a truncated list of your favorites. So it's very similar to pins.
Yeah, same thing.
Pick your favorite channels. This is called app channels. So see how it goes to Hulu Plus?
Which is kind of cool as well. It's just a nice way of all of your video content, whether it's on demand or not.
So the cool thing is as long as the app supports it, the developer that is. So if Hulu has taken to it, and it looks like they have, NFL, has done the same, you can have individual channels, and they can also choose to go deeper. So, one day I hope to have IGN Rewind Theater channel.
Absolutely.
And it can be an app channel, and that's really cool. And I think it's going to have a ton of opportunity, but people got to get a hold of the SDK and develop for it. So we should probably move on to some of the other features. Snap, you want to talk about how that works?
Yeah, it's it's a way you can snap Skype. You can snap a bunch of different apps. We're doing Internet Explorer right within the game while you're playing it. For us, they showed us Forza. They were running Forza and snapped in, I think it was the activity feed, which we're going to see in a minute on this video, which is basically a Facebook-type list of what all your friends are doing or what they have been doing recently.
Yeah, and for me, that's a great concept of potentially not having to grab my phone to check my Twitter feed.
Yeah, here we go. Snap activity feed. And there it is. You can see, okay, Mark Witten has started playing Dead Rising, and then he switched over to NFL.
Yeah, so it's this is their idea of a little bit social connectivity with. So I'd
Exactly.
be watching my friend Harry here. I'm checking his
Hey,
feed
friend.
out exactly, just to get an idea of what they're doing. And I wouldn't be surprised if this eventually turns into like hopping directly into stuff that they're doing.
You'll have to excuse my friend Harry. He's a little slow.
Exactly. Thank you for that Dumb and Dumber reference. But anyway, activity feed I think is still verdict's out for me. Actually, I got to really
I'm not
use
sure
it.
whether
know,
I'll
like-
really care. I mean, I was happy to just check my friends list to see. I don't really care what they were doing. I only care what they are doing.
Yeah, but I think as it develops and you connect with everybody, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So right now they have a really long section in what they sent over to demo Upload Studio. So I don't think we need to watch every second of it.
Forza Sexy Sport 5 right here.
Yeah, but
That's
as
so
you're
good.
playing, he just said Xbox, record that. And then what's going to happen, Ryan?
So we're gonna. It grabs the clip, boom. It did that in the background on its own, and then if you hold down the guide button, you can
Yep.
go in now to the upload.
You can watch it or you can edit it.
Edit it.
And
Now,
so
what they showed for us was overlaying a picture-in-picture thing using Kinect to film us as we sat there. And we were just talking BSing, but hypothetically, you could do your own little commentary.
yes, they are giving you may have heard of this thing called YouTube. A lot of people like to
What?
do their own, like to do their own Let's Plays, as they're called. And so they're giving you all the opportunity now.
Yeah,
You can,
and there was some you can see skins there. They showed us some Instagram style skins.
yeah, and
for
what
us.
the skin is that's how you look on camera, right? Or is it the background
Yeah, remember
behind?
there was it was the background. It wasn't
Yeah.
the video. So they showed us a
background,
black
that's
and
right.
white one. Remember that?
Yes, but we can't show you that here. But it the point is you can do picture-in-picture. What I like about this too, I'll skip forward, is that
Yep.
you can record your clip. You can put multiple clips together. See the picture-in-picture, which he was mentioning.
That's what
you
we
can
saw.
do.
Yep.
You can also, I think it's right after this. See, you can add a voiceover after, which I
is
love.
great.
You can do your own rewind theaters, but
That's true.
come watch ours.
Please.
But yeah, like I really love all the functionality they're putting in here, and really anxious to see where that goes.
Yeah, name it, tag it, and then it uploads, and this
Yeah, I
all
should s-
happens in the background if you want. You don't have to sit there and wait for it to render.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, I'm done
Like,
with my
okay,
clip. And
boring,
you can watch it
12%,
render, and
16.
it's a nice, sexy screen, but you can't do much more than just hope that
So yeah,
it.
if you
finishes.
you could just guide button out of this and go back to your game.
Yeah, and what it does is a two-stage thing. See, it renders it, and then it's showing you like megabits on the left. It's really like how fast it's uploading to the internet. So yeah, really cool feature. I love the idea of recording quick clips. I'm really anxious to see like how many millions of clips suddenly show up on launch day.
Yeah.
And curious to see how that
And
goes.
they did tell us you can't watch these on the web. They're only viewable within the
Oh.
Xbox Live.
Is that confirmed?
ecosystem. Yeah, we did confirm them
Nice.
with them. So
I think in the future maybe.
oh, I'm sure they'll roll it. Just like they grew, the functionality of Xbox.com went from nothing to, being able to redeem codes and send friend requests and text messages and all that stuff over time.
What's
So
on
I'm sure
ESPN?
they're going to roll this out for, public
HBO?
Xbox.com consumption.
For sure. So some of the last features they showed in this footage they've provided are the resumes. So you can do two of them. One obviously is with they're just showing you like, hey, you can just use your controller, but quickly
Well,
move it.
the point is to pick back up exactly where you were.
Yeah, it's instant resume,
Right.
call it that. But they want to demonstrate. So you'll see with the controller. Of course, everybody knows you can use the controller to select things. But I'm in Xbox Music. I've got it playing. And you know what? I was just playing Forza. And I'm like, now I'm going back to that. So you
Yep.
can take the
And boom,
controller.
there you are. You're
right?
back where you
The
left off.
actions, right, you would have taken, Ryan. You would have been in it, hit the guide, and just scroll down and hit the A button.
There
right?
it is.
Boom. And it's instant, right? And you're right back to where you paused.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. The other way that you can do it is, of course, with your voice.
Tell it to with Connect.
And so they're browsing in Internet Explorer. You're on IGN.com, of course. And bam, it works as fast as instant switching. Now, as you said before, if that works every time, why would I ever use the controller? Right?
That's what they want.
Yeah.
I hope it does work every
Yeah.
time. I want to see it work with like 99% accuracy.
Yeah, like again, for me, like it's one of the most exciting parts about the console is the instant switch stuff, like being in Netflix,
Xbox
jumping
Internet
over there,
Explorer.
and I'm like, I want to check my Twitter. I'll just snap from the game.
It's worth clarifying, I know a lot of our hardcore fans know this, but just to be clear, if you buy a disc game, now every Xbox game has to be installed. However, if you bought the game on disc, you cannot instant switch because you have to put the disc in for the disc check.
Yeah.
So that the instant switching only applies to digitally downloaded things, which of course it'll be all your apps, but then game-wise it'll be you're going to need to download. You're going to need to get Forza 5 off the Xbox Store rather than in Best Buy or wherever. You're going to need to. It's for digital stuff only. Just to clarify.
And that makes sense. So.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a large glimpse, I would call it, into a lot of these really ambitious features, I think, for Xbox One.
And I gotta say, Fran, I went in just a little nervous to this demo, where it's like, man, is this stuff gonna be that fast and work that smooth? And I would say again, it really does. The only thing that was a disappointment was the Kinect voice in their own Microsoft optimal setup. At least when we saw it 2 weeks ago, wasn't working with 100% accuracy. They had to repeat themselves several times. So that was disappointing. But the dash itself, slick, smooth. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I think it's designed well. And to your point, when we saw it a while ago, it kind of was still a little buggy. And they told us, like, look, we're finishing it up.
Yeah.
But this is real footage that they sent us. Seemingly, if you look at the guide, it was like November 5th.
Right.
So I think we're seeing the improvements. This is looking good. Again, we need to get our hands on it.
Well,
but,
and remember, there's a big day one update for the console, too, that everybody will download, which hypothetically will hopefully make the dashboard even smoother, faster, better, and hopefully improve the Kinect voice recognition as well.
For sure. And I'm talking to everybody in the office because we've been talking about which console are you going to be using the most and yada yada. And I'm very excited about Xbox One, and a lot of it is I want to walk into my living room hands free and do a lot of this stuff, check the internet, use my Twitter, but have it be seamless.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is an extended look at the Xbox One dashboard in action. We'll obviously have a ton more on Xbox One over the next couple weeks. We're down to what,
not much time
weeks
left
to go?
Yep, and we have so much coverage, so make sure to come back to IGN, and just so you can all be ready for it when you have your Xbox One, say it with me now: Xbox, Internet Explorer, IGN, and you get ready for that.
Well played, Fran.
Thanks, everybody.